Hello everyone, I'm Kelly from Kelly's Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator out of the North Bay in California. Thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube monthly tip video. Today I'm going to show you how you can add color to your project without using ink or markers. I'm using something that I think many of you might just have laying around the house. Curious? Okay, let me take you down to my stamp table. All right, so for my first project, I'm going to use this cute little dinosaur and say I want to color him in like a tan and a brown. Well, what if you don't have a tan ink or something of that nature? So I'll put him right here, and I'm going to bring in my compact. That is going to work just fine for me. So I'm going to bring in my makeup brush, and then I'm going to use this piece of paper here. And then I'm just going to kind of grab some, and I'm going to kind of make some swirly motions like so. And like that. Do it. Let me get some more darkness down here at the bottom for maybe some shade. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm going to take my gray ink. I'm going to stamp that puppy. I'm going to stick it on there just like that. Close up my ink. And then I'm going to take the bullet tip of my blender pen. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to make these brown areas with my Stampin' Blends. And the reason that I like these, and everybody kind of has their own opinion of them, but I like them because by the time you're done drawing with them, and since this is made with alcohol in its ink, you don't see pen or marker stripes like you would with just a watercolor pen. So if you went over an area twice, it's going to be a little bit darker. But with these, if you get all the spots you're supposed to, Kelly, do some little toes right here. There you go. There you go. So look at that. And then by the time you cut this guy out, look at there. You've got a really cute little dinosaur, and no one would ever be able to tell that you used your face foundation for that. Cute, right? Okay. So let's cut this guy off. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to use this fern stamp. And what I want to do here is I want to make it so that the tip up here is a little browner than the rest, because I don't know about at your house, but at my house, the tips of my plants tend to be a little bit darker than the rest of it. So I'm trying to get my stamp to match that a little bit. So for this one, I brought in my eyeshadow packet. Now let me just Kind of clean this one off from the other one. And in this particular case, my eyeshadow, this is black. I'm not going to use that. That would just make a pretty good mess. I'm not going to use this dark brown one either, believe it or not, because that's going to turn out almost black. Because my camera actually makes these look a little bit darker than they are. And so to my eye, this isn't quite this brown, but it sure does. By the time you put it on a paper, it's going to look pretty dark. If I take that center out, you'll kind of see how dark that is. And I'm not even going to use this one, which looks like it would be a pretty nice dark color, but I'm actually going to use this one right here. So I'm just going to get a little bit of that. And then let's see, it's going to be up here in this corner. I'll just start softly. A little bit more in this corner here. I just want the tip. It's really, I really am looking for. Okay, so that looks good to me. Let me close this up. Then I'm going to take my crumb cake and we're going to stamp this guy. And then I'm going to stamp him so that the tip of it is in that color up here. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Ta-da! And although you can't really see it too terribly well, by the time I cut it out, then it kind of looks like this. Not exactly like what I was hoping for, but I think it looks. think it works out just fine for the purposes that I wanted to. If I had enough of these with a little bit of maybe even less of the tip this dark, I probably did a better job on getting just the tip on this one versus this one that came kind of far down. So there's that. Why don't I just swap these out for the real thing here? This guy and this guy. All right. Now, put this away. Then I was playing around with everything that I could find. And in this particular one, I don't know, I wasn't really a fan of any of the colors of, I don't know, maybe someday I could use something that might be pinkish. But then I looked at this one, and this one is kind of golden in there. And so what I did is I used my brush and I used it on this piece of paper. And I don't have anything projects to use it on, but I wanted to show you. Look at this glow. How pretty, because it is it's a little sparkly in there. So it really gives it a nice golden shine that I was like, wow, I'm going to have to use that on something. I don't know. One of these days I will, but I was just like, wow, I was really surprised at that just from this guy right here. So play with the stuff that you find because you never know what it could turn out looking like. Now for my last project, I get rid of this guy. For this one, I found my rouge, and I wish it was pinker than it is, but it is what it is. So this time I'm going to use the other end of my brush. I'm going to take a little bit of this, and again, I'm going to kind of softly get started. And then I can always add. And what I'm going to do for this one is I'm just going to really make it simple. I'm going to take this color. That looks good. Get some right here in the middle. There we go. Dust it off a little bit. And I'm going to take this is a watercolor pencil, and I think I'm going to have it go, I'll have it go this way. I'm going to go like this. Give that a little, can you see that? Oh, maybe you can't. Give that a little bit of a pencil line. By the time I trimmed it out, this is what I've got. Pretty cute, huh? I mean, simple. You didn't have to have hardly anything in your craft box to do this with. Maybe just a brush to blend it on there with, but totally worth it. For my last project, I'm going to switch over to a different brush only because I've already used it for this project and I don't want to get them. But I have this little sample box here of different colors of makeup foundation, all the way from the dark to light, I guess it goes. So let's see if I can get any more out of this guy right here. So I opened it up. I just kind of stuck this brush in there. And it's going to be not quite nice as blended as this other stuff that I've been showing you. But I'm going to show you what this can end up turning out like. Try to get all the way to the ends here. There. So once I do this, you can kind of see where I'm going with it. But basically, I cut these in little 1/4-inch strips. I left 2 of them a little bit longer. I probably did maybe 2 to 2.5-inch strips, and then maybe 2 3/4 for 2 of them. And this is what I came up with. Ta-da! A fence. Big gate maybe, but can you believe it? I mean, who would know that that is not wood? I was pleasantly surprised because I thought to myself, what am I going to do with this? This looks like a mess. It didn't blend nicely at all. But come on, look at this. Now you can go and you can add wood to, I don't know, whatever you're working on. I mean, the fence was pretty darn easy. I just did a couple pieces a little bit darker. After I put it together, I said, you know what? I want these cross pieces to be a little bit darker. So I did another area where I just kind of put more on it and made it a little bit darker. And I really liked that look. So yeah, look at that. There you go. Where's my other project? Right there. There we go. There's my projects. And again, look around your house and see what you can find. Heck, you might just be surprised like I was. And if you're in a pinch and you're looking for something, you know, it could totally come your way.
Okay, what'd you think? I hope this video makes you take a look around the house and look at things a little more closely and think to yourself, can I use that in my craft room? I hope you give this a try. You might really be surprised. You might even find something else that you never really thought about using to add color or texture to your projects. Well, thank you so much for watching me today. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it so much if you would give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please click the bell so that you'll be notified the next time that I do a monthly tip video. In the meantime, I didn't use very many Stampin' Up! Products here today, but if there was any that you liked and wanted to get your hands on, I have put links in the description below. The links will take you to my online website. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But for now, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you go and try something different. Let me know in the comments if you tried it or if you tried something different than I've shown you today. Okay? Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.